Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Pakistan is in a process to finalize Budget 2020. It's a routine matter for any country. But this year, it is not a business as usual. There are the multiple factors which will impact the budget making process in Pakistan this year. First of all, Pakistan economy was trying to recover. Pakistan was struggling to revive its economy, to revive industrial sector, to enhance its export, to decrease its import, and was also trying to introduce new economic avenues in our economy like ICT, like software development and other sectors of the technology. But suddenly, Pakistan was hit by COVID-19 like any other country in the world. COVID-19 has introduced entirely new problem for the Pakistan. Let's look at that what it has brought for the Pakistan. First of all, our exports started to decline. In the last few months, we were witnessing a steady increase of our export, but due to COVID-19, our exports has been dropped drastically. If you look at the statistics, our exports are in April 2020, it was only $957 million. That is a bad news. The major impacted sector were the knitwear, the cotton, and ready-made garments. Our ready-made garment export decreased by almost 70%, and our cotton cloth export it decreased by almost 64 point something. So these are the bad news for the Pakistan economy. But at the same time, our imports are not showing the similar trend. Our imports are decreasing by nominal rate. If we look at the statistics, our imports in April, they were more than, it was 3.2 billion. And our export was only $957 million. So it's a huge difference. It is contributing to increase our current account deficit, which is more than the $2 billion at this point of the time. And the major surge in import was noticed in the food sector, for example, in the palm oil and in the pulses. Pulses almost increased by the 89%. That is a very strange and a disturbing fact because Pakistan is an agriculture country. If we look at other dimension, our large-scale production sector is also going through some very negative trends. If you look at the large-scale production, it has been decreased by 22.95%. If you look at the sector which has been impacted most, in the number top, at the top is the textile sector. Then we can talk about automobile, engineering goods. So these are the circumstances in which Pakistan was trying to look at its economy, design its budget. If we look at another dimension, the dimension of the revenues, that is not also very good. Rather, we can say it's also showing a bad picture. If we look at our tax collection, Prime Minister a few days back, he mentioned that our tax collection has been decreased by 30%. If we look at our remittances, World Bank has predicted that in South Asia, there's a decrease of 20% in the remittances, but a real problem will be emerged in the coming months because a number of our labor has been freed from the market and they are looking for the job. Majority of them are coming back to the country. On one side, it will negatively impact the revenues, foreign exchange. On the other side, government have to take care of unemployed people. So these are the circumstances. In these circumstances, what option Pakistan have? How Pakistan can make a budget which can help Pakistan to revive somehow its economy and also can contribute towards the job creation and the creation of revenue avenues. First of all, we can look at it in the short term. Agriculture can help us in this set. How agriculture can help? Agriculture has the multiple dimensions. First of all, it can help us to secure our food. Food is very important. Wherever there is a shortage of the foods, you can find there the riots, you can find there the violent protest. So agriculture can help us to provide food our population. Second, it will help us to create jobs. And if we have looked at the statistics, already more than the 40% of our labor is engaged in the agriculture. If we increase the opportunities in agriculture or we improve the production system of the agriculture, we can consume more people or the more labor in the agriculture sector. Second, it will also help government to reduce the import bill in the term of if we have the good quantity of the cotton, we can provide that cotton to the textile sector and the textile sector will not have to import the cotton. On one side, we can save the foreign exchange not by importing the cotton. On other direction, we can also create a local market or we can also provide the raw material at the local market which will help run our industry. If agriculture will be thriving, so large number of population living in the village, they will contribute toward the consumption of the local products. It can help our industry to revive somehow, or you can say it can help our industry to sustain its footing, and also can help our industry to create job on the sustainable basis. Second area is information technology, or we can say the technology at a larger scale. At this time, government of Pakistan is struggling, and government is trying to introduce our digitalization process in the Pakistan. At this point of the time, government is also giving some facilities to the information sector and technology sector. If you look at the statistics, our information technology is already contributing towards export. If you look at the statistics for the last 8 months, it has contributed 867 million to our national reserves. And it also has exhibited a growth rate of the 26%. So if the government try to invest more in this sector, so we can produce more jobs, we can also earn a decent foreign reserves, and it will help us to sustain our revenue, which we are losing toward the decline in the remittances. So it can also help us there, but that purpose, again, government will have to introduce a comprehensive policy, not only the policy but the comprehensive plan of action, and implement those actual plan of action. For example, if we look at that, Huawei Pakistan is already helping Pakistan to build the capacity of a Pakistani young population to invest to get employment in the sector of the technology, and number of people they already have employed, especially for the functions or their operations in Middle East and the Central Asia. So this is another avenue. The third avenue is Pakistan should talk to the China for inclusion in the supply chain. It will help SMEs to sustain the business. Pakistan should ask China for inclusion in the supply chain, in the sector of the technology, in the sector of the food processing industry, in mechanicals, or in other sectors. It will help our SMEs to sustain their business. When they will be able to sustain their business, so they will be able to sustain the labor. So it will help us to reduce the unemployment in the Pakistan. But again, coming back, government will have to come out of the lip service. Government have to take some concrete measure. For example, in the agriculture sector, government was talking about, so we are putting a lot of efforts on agriculture improvement, but the attack out of Lakota, they have proved that government was not prepared for that. So this time government have to avoid those mistakes and put the resources to improve these three sectors. These three sectors will help Pakistan, number one, to create the job, second, to create the avenues for the revenue, number third, to bring the foreign exchange to the country. Thank you so much.